Strengthening relationships can be tough, but it helps to know and understand yourself from the inside out first.
Joining us now with tips for using emotional intelligence is author, president, and CEO of EI Experience, Carolyn Stern. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on your book. You say you just won an award?
Yeah, on Friday I just won the best business book in the leadership category for 2022. And as a first-time author,
That's so exciting.
That is.
I think I wrote a good book, but I wrote a timely book because emotions erupted from the surface, and so people, I think, didn't know how to handle it, especially in the workplace.
So let's start talking about what is emotional intelligence?
So emotional intelligence is just being intelligent about your emotions. And what that means is, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? And how, what can I do about it? How can I respond appropriately?
Okay.
And how do you teach somebody to get emotional intelligence? Because so many times if you're in a confrontation or a discussion or something where emotions are heightened, people don't stop to read themselves before taking in the other things coming at them, and then it heightens the problem.
Right, so you need to be aware of what you're feeling and what is that feeling telling you about you. So a lot of times, like, think of anger or frustration. We feel those all the time.
Right.
How many of us, me included, have been frustrated but shown it as anger?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
What is the difference between anger and frustration? I mean, a lot of times when I ask people, they don't know.
Yeah.
The causal difference between frustration is unmet expectations.
Yeah.
The causal difference of why I'm angry is because there's an injustice or an unfairness. And so how many, again, if you are frustrated in the office or with your partner and show it as anger, they're going to assume that you're angry rather than thinking about asking you questions. Hey, Amy, you seem angry. The story I'm telling myself is you're acting angry. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And so how does that, I mean, first of all, as the person who is experiencing this emotion, how do you share that with your partner or your boss or your colleagues or whatever in a way that it can be productive?
Yes.
Rather than furthering that confrontation?
So a great example is, let's say your boss gives you an unrealistic expectation and you're angry. So you would say to your boss, hi boss, you gave me project X and it's due on Friday and I feel angry. And what I'd like you to do in the future is, give me some lead time so that I can prepare for the project. And how it will benefit us is I won't hold a lot of resentment. So you're still communicating how you're feeling, but you're explaining to them what they did, how it made you feel. And again, remember, I think I talked to you during earlier, is no one can make you feel anything, right?
I tell my
You do
kids
that
this all the time.
You do that all by yourself. So what did they do? How it made you feel? What do you want them to do about it? So that's you setting a boundary, what is okay and what's not okay. And the impact, how it will benefit us together. What's in it for them?
It's kind of like a muscle, because I would imagine, just from my own experiences, when you're having something go in between a person, somebody else, and you have to pause yourself, and that's often hard to do. Like, you realize, like, you have those conversations with yourself later, like, oh, I shoulda.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you learn how to, in the moment, process that also quickly?
Well, what emotional intelligence truly is being an observer of yourself, almost like you're a director in your own film, right? So you need to say, what am I feeling? What triggered that feeling? Press the pause button. Press the pause button so you can make a conscious choice.
I see this working in personal relationships, like, your husband, your wife, children, what have you. I don't see that working in the workplace, because nowadays I feel like most people are like, well, do the job or quit or move on. You're not part of what we're trying to do. How do you work that into a business place?
Yeah, I think now businesses are, when I started my company in 2017, no one even knew what emotional intelligence training was.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the phones are ringing off the hook. Why? The pandemic erupted emotions from the surface, and people realized they didn't know how to deal with emotions or manage others in the workplace.
Okay.
To answer your question, really, we need to start talking about emotions in the workplace.
Oh.
And if I can tell you how I'm feeling in a respectful and professional way, doesn't mean I act, being emotional is unprofessional, but having emotions isn't.
Oh,
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
That.
Yeah.
And for like us that have kids, the earlier we teach them this kind of stuff, the better they'll be apt to handle it in the long run. So how do you start, especially like we have little kids, how do you start teaching them emotional intelligence?
Yes, well, I gave you each a little poster.
Yeah.
Put that poster these young kids do not have a good emotional vocabulary.
It's up on the screen.
Right? So it's about really getting them to identify different emotions so that they know what they're feeling. But not only what they're feeling, why they're feeling what they're feeling. And if they can press pause, then they can make a conscious choice.
And why do businesses care? Or why should they care? For those that don't care, why should they care?
Because when I connect with you on an emotional level, you're engaged.
Okay.
Because I'm connecting with you at a heart level. Here, we're a lot like an iceberg, ladies.
Yeah.
Right? What you see is just the tip of the iceberg.
Sure,
You
sure.
see my communication and my actions.
Sure.
What you don't see is all the stuff that's underneath it. My past experiences, my beliefs, my thoughts, my motivators, my stressors, my assumptions, my biases, all of that's underneath the surface. So if you want to build a more intimate relationship with your colleagues or your partners, have those, what I call them, inner iceberg conversations. Have those conversations that go home tonight and ask your partner, what motivates you? What stresses you out? What fills your buckets? Those are much more deeper conversations than what's above the surface.
And you're going to be more supportive of everybody around you if you're all on the same page with that.
Yeah. And in the workplace, critical. Because
Yeah.
if people feel cared for, valued, and seen, it improves how they feel and perform at work. And how people feel affects how they perform.
You just said a mouthful. Oh my goodness, Carolyn, thank you.
The Emotionally Strong Leader is the book. Check it out for yourself on Carolyn's website. We had the super up just a second ago. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Really
Great book.
appreciate it.
Thank
Great talk.
you.